why don't we jump straight into our... What's the title today? What is our headline topic? Oh, does what we do even matter?
Yeah.
This was actually inspired by a really cool visual that Paul's Hardware created.
That was awesome.
Showing how the 5080 kind of blows compared to previous generational uplifts from 80 class cards. Now, our review wasn't exactly glowing either. We pretty much pointed out that it's a bit better, but if this doesn't beat a 4090, the upcoming 5070, contrary to what NVIDIA has been claiming, absolutely will not beat a 4090. But the question that, looking at Paul's graphs and looking at the viewer retention for our 5080 review, and not just ours, but 5080 reviews around the internet, the question that it raised in my mind was, does what we're doing even make a difference? And I'm not trying to be defeatist here or anything, but the 5090 literally sold out in seconds.
Well, there was like none of them.
Literally instantaneously. This is a $2,000...
You're going to have 4 of anything, it's going to sell pretty quick.
This is a $2,000 GPU. And then the 5080, apparently bots scalped the entire stock for multiple EU countries before the official launch, thanks to a leaked distributor link. After signing a Zotac 5090 at Micro Center, Jay's 2 Cents found the thing listed on Marketplace for $5,800 later that day, which I find disgusting. They had an opportunity to price it at $5,080, and they went for $5,800? That's outrageous.
That is outrageous.
It is joke. Either way is outrageous. Please, for the love of God, /S.
Nope. You're serious.
And here is a hilarious post that is now gone from r/PCMR.
Oh, it was up before the show.
Justifying scalping.
Oh, but I'm not bad because I only scalped one card.
So here's the thing. Scalpers are clearly getting utterly detached from reality amounts of money for these things because they wouldn't price these things so high if nobody was buying them. NVIDIA clearly has zero incentive whatsoever to lower pricing. We talked about this in our recent video. Is now a good time to buy a PC? Right? We talked about how what happened the last time around that we had a huge spike in pricing was the dominant player in the market, and that's NVIDIA, noticed that, oh, people will totally pay that much for this stuff.
Might well keep the prices high.
Whether we're paying tariffs or whether there is, COVIDflation or whatever the case may be, if people will pay it, that's what the market will bear, and that's going to make our shareholders real happy.
No competition.
And so I'm looking at it going, we spend how many person hours do you think went into something
days?
Like our 5090 and 5080 reviews? And I'm combining them because a lot of the work was somewhat overlapping because we used it was the same driver release from NVIDIA for both cards. A lot of the testing for 5080 review was done on the 5090 review and stuff like that.
It completely dominated the output from the labs from the testers and Nick and some other people being involved for
probably a solid 2-3
weeks.
Yeah. And then we had one writer dedicated to it for a couple of weeks, probably more like 2.5. And then
there's the, we went to CES largely for information that informed that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I think that counts.
I mean, would it be fair for me to say that there's hundreds of hours?
Oh, easily.
In those reviews.
Easily.
So we say, hey, this thing is not really that worth it. It sells out immediately. People pay scalper prices for them. And here's where this thought train kind of led to. I was looking at the number of views on our reviews for these cards, and not just ours, but also from other reviewers around the web. And I would say that looking at the 5080 and the 5090, the TAM, so the total addressable market, the total number of people that actually watch a hardware review video for a GPU is probably somewhere between
the Lamborghini of the GPUs.
Either way,
which
because
tends to get more views.
Sure. Oh yeah, sure. Because we get way fewer views on the cards that people buy more, actually.
Yes. Yeah.
So even for the best case scenario, the TAM is probably somewhere between 4 and 6 million people.
Because there's a lot of cross-stock. People watch more than one video.
There'll be a ton of overlap because we aren't the only ones who for years have said, hey, don't just take one review's word for it.
Go watch all of them.
Yeah, you could go watch more so that you can get multiple perspectives because everyone's going to have sort of slightly different ideas about what they think is important.
And I will say, as kind of expected, this generation was like one of the best examples of that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of different outlets that took different angles on this. I mean, you pointed out Paul's earlier. If I remember correctly, Hardware Canucks did a let's see it get CPU throttled by using older and older CPUs, different things like
that's been kind of their shtick lately, which I thought was really cool.
Awesome. So yeah, this generation proved our point better than literally ever before. So if you have only looked at one, go look at more.
So here's my problem with that. If the TAM for people in these quite overlapping circles, right, who watch hardware reviews is somewhere in the, let's say for the sake of argument that I'm totally off and it's like 10 million. Let's say it's way more.
Sure.
The total number of...
okay, it almost certainly is because of other languages and stuff.
Sure. That's fine. The total number of PC gamers is estimated to be somewhere between 1 and 2 billion.
Yeah, so it doesn't even matter if it's 6 or 10.
But I want to make sure that we're giving this kind of a balanced discussion, right? Because I think there's a strong argument to be made for micro-influence, like micro-influencers, people who influence their family and friends. They might stay up on everything and watch all the reviews and everything like that, and their friends might not, but they might get the benefit of those recommendations. But even then...
So the market is probably 3 to 4x the amount of people that watch the video.
Even then, what's clear to me from these numbers is that the vast majority of people who buy a GPU, who buy a gaming PC, do not read a review. And... not only that, but even out of the people who do, I couldn't help noticing that Aaron, Mr. Who's the Boss, actually has the highest performing 5090 video.
By a decent amount.
By a fairly significant margin. And if you want to sort of...
I think it's his fit.
If you want to reflect on, what the difference is, right? I think it's pretty clear. He's got a lot of energy. His style is so good. It's so engaging. And I think this one is really key. It's light on graphs.
Oh yeah, there's barely any.
Have you looked, Luke? Have you looked at the retention on our 5090 video?
No.
Okay, check this out. And you know what? In fairness, this is a thick video. We called it RTX 5090 review, our RTX 5090, our biggest review ever. So check this out. Out of the people, those millions of people that do watch a review, this is how many of them actually watched the whole thing.
So we had below average retention.
Oh, way below. Way below. So the people who actually reached the conclusion, who reached the sponsor segue, is 1/3 of them. Most people didn't get past 1440p and 4K raster. We're below 50% by the time we get to Blackwell architecture and neural rendering.
Is this a situation where we should offload more stuff to the site?
I'm not even asking what's actionable yet.
Yeah.
I'm mostly just asking.
I think it's something to consider.
I'm just asking. Are we just shouting into the void?
Here's an argument.
Yeah, no, I want to have a conversation. I want to have a conversation about this because this has definitely been enlightening, distressing.
Are you part of the problem?
Maybe.
I'm going to give it the spiciest possible intro.
Maybe.
My reason.
Hit me. Come at me.
You've already stated you're getting a 5090. How many people out there, it doesn't even matter how connected to the tech industry they are. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. They have a certain current graphics card. Mm-hmm. They were going to buy this completely regardless. They might be interested in the performance. They might be going and buying a 5090, but being like, oh, I wish it was better. But they're going to do it anyways. But
let me put it this way. We are getting deep into the answer to that question in our 8K gaming video. So MSI wanted some sponsored 5090 stuff so they could show off their 5090. And we were like, let's game at 8K again. So we're milking that stupid 8K TV in the lounge.
Beautiful.
And we're gaming at 8K again. And what adds a really interesting through line to that video is that both of the hosts, me and Nick Plouffe, had declared during the rumor phase that we were going to buy a 5090. So the card, our before card that we compare the 5090 to, is literally Nick Plouffe's 4090. That he had to pull out of his computer at home because we wanted to have an MSI 4090 and we didn't have one in our inventory. And I'm not going to go buy a 4090 right now. Yeah. So he graciously volunteered to bring his 4090 to work so that we could use it for the video and so that he could also experience side by side what kind of an upgrade am I getting. It's a really cool video. And what I will say is that the answer is not a foregone conclusion. Yeah. I said before that I would buy a 5090. So did Nick Plouffe. When we saw the review numbers, both of us felt pretty differently about it.
Yeah.
And we did not gain perfect clarity from gaming on them side by side. I will say all of those things. But
very interesting.
That video is coming.
I also think, I don't want to jump us off this topic yet, but there's like a little bit of a hint to the next topic. I also think with the DeepSeek R1 stuff going on right now, local LLM is exploding like never before. Yes, people have been running Llama and stuff for a long time, and we'll get into this in a second.
Are you doing another victory lap right now?
Oh, so much. You have
I know.
No idea.
Dude,
like
he is actually erect under the table right now.
Just
from how right.
Solid.
From how right he has been. Like, can you tell that the table is actually tilted
it's
this way?
Slanted. Yeah.
Because he called it so hard that the cloud was coming too. That the cloud was coming back on prem. Now, in fairness, I did not make as comprehensive a prediction as you, but I resisted the move to the cloud, which I think you remember. And do you remember everyone calling me stupid for doing on-prem storage?
Yeah, oh yeah.
For years and years, why are you such an idiot? Why are you doing on-prem storage?
Like all the video people are doing it.
Yeah, because it's freaking expensive to put things in the cloud.
And annoying.
But what he called was all the compute coming back. All the hosted services coming back. I did not see that coming.
A lot of people told me no when I said it, but I was like, I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be a thing.
I don't remember what I said. By that time, you might have been right about so many trends already that I might have just been like...
I don't think it was a debate. I think we were just kind of like talking about it. But there was a few other people that were like, no, dude, like OpenAI is going to push so hard to keep everything up. And like looking at how Llama's been going, I never lost hope, but I was still like, this is not hitting mainstream really. But I guess we can just shift topics now if you want.
Yeah, sure. I don't think there's that much more to say about are we wasting our time reviewing GPUs when they get snapped up regardless of what reviewers think of them.
Yeah, I think genuinely there is potentially an argument to start talking about like, okay, what if we give like an overall 1080p gaming average chart in the video, and then we do a breakdown of the games on the site?
No.
I don't know. I feel like if people are dipping because of graphs, like I feel like we might want to respond to that. And that doesn't mean the information can't be out there. If it's one click away, that doesn't feel like it's too bad.
Let me present this data in a different way. Okay?
Woo!
1 million people watched the whole thing. Just about. And I think that that's really important. Those 1 million people might go tell 3 friends or 5 friends.
And if you take the gaming charts out, you might just lose a different portion of people.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think that, look, Labs is one of those things that we did not create to make money.
Oh, yeah.
That is like the narrative that, everything we do is to make the maximum amount of money is just comically false. If I wanted to make more money, I would do more sponsored showcase videos, and I would do absolutely zero building of a lab. Luke knows because he's seen the numbers, but I would literally be millions of dollars more wealthy if I had just not bothered.
A lot of people think that's hardware cost.
Oh, no.
It is, sure.
Sure, yeah, that too.
Yeah, but...
Hardware, space.
But no.
No. People.
And,
So why do we do it? We don't do it because everyone watches the whole video.
Yeah.
We do it because it's important.
Yeah.